anything.
Well, you'll give it to me after I present it.
It's already started, right?
Alright, we're gonna get started.
It's Jesus with the sunglasses.
Good evening. And,
Welcome to the Gospel of Zach.
And I bless you all. Anyway, welcome to the fourth Tuesday reading at Barnes & Noble. I am your hostess with the most, ZMY. Tonight's featured reader is Cristina Martinez. She is a Mexican-American poet living in Houston, Texas, who has been writing since grade school and recently started writing and performing slam poetry at various venues in Houston. An article on one of her pieces was written and posted on HuffPost Latinos and We Are Me Too. She is always enthusiastic about engaging conversations centered around poetry, literature, art of all mediums, and especially her 4-year bull terrier. I know what you mean. Her first love is veterinary patient care. She works as a veterinary technician at a specialty hospital under an impressive team of neurologists and neurosurgeons. With the help of her beautiful family of poets at Right About Now, she hopes to continue to stride forward with poetry and activism in the community. Here she is, in the flesh, Cristina Martinez. Come on up.
Here's your camera, son. Alright.
I know her.
I have a really, just gonna start off sad. And I really like this piece, and I think it's important to share it all the time. I'm something like the Earth's mantle. You know, the place where diamonds are formed and spewed out onto the Earth's surface via volcanic eruption due to immense pressure. This is how the Earth stabilizes herself. So picture me, drowning in jewels. I wear my diamonds like I wear all things. As a distraction, they sparkle and draw attention to themselves. I do not flaunt these jewels to accent any extremities. They are not crowned upon my person to be surveillanced, instead are blanketed on my skin as a shield. These diamonds protect my comfort in conversation. The word diamond is derived from the Greek word adamas, meaning unconquerable. And I hope this much is true of my shield. I've been described as bubbly, always smiling, too kind, a great listener, and just plain happy. When I hear these adjectives associated with me, I am glad at how well and purposeful my diamonds shine. A well-cut diamond is more valuable, providing a brilliance that refracts light in such a way that anything you see through it glistens. When you notice me, if all you see is a twinkling display of refracted light, I realize the investment I've made in these jewels was not in vain. But to be honest, my appetite for the life I lead is in a recession. I'm hollow to the brim. I'm at a standstill. Inadequate to say the least. In a slump, my heart is heavy. And I'm tired. Always tired. Guilty for feeling this way when I have so much to live for. My reality dwells beyond the gleaming persona I deliberately exude. I don't like to touch the subject of depression in conversation. Some of my friends are jewelers, and I'm afraid they'll know too well the secrets I keep. I lock these emotions away and hide the key for myself in hopes that they never hurt anyone else. This is just a phase. I'm familiar with the darkness, and I've accumulated enough precious stones. The luminescence oozes off every syllable I utter. And every move I make, careful not to talk too much about myself or only talk about the tolerable, but this chapter is difficult to get through. I forgot to give it a climax. It is descending and I'm not sure if I can finish it alone. My name is not important in this context. It is a diamond on my left hand, a social construct. I call myself a gem. I'm a little depressed, I think, or maybe I'm just sad. Maybe these past few months were just a dream. Rather, I don't give my emotions the credit they deserve, but tonight I carved these words just for them. And I hope they noticed and are satisfied enough to just leave already. But what if what they say about my smile is true? That it's contagious. You know, the longer I hold these weights, the easier they are to carry. So I will continue to flaunt this costume jewelry for you and you. And me. And that's it. This is a new piece that I wrote for my with my for my mom in our situation. My mom changed the locks again. This time she let us help. We made an event out of purchasing the new deadbolt, laughed about how easy it would be to correct, about the silly custom keys, and made sport of deciding on what color would best look on this door, and the door's loose hinges, on this door that is left open so often it doesn't quite fit the frame anymore. Installing new locks is not as easy as self-help videos intend it to be, and deciding to leave a toxic relationship is not as easy as judgmental and imposing eyes would have you believe, but still, we persist, and still my mother makes me proud. Before we begin, it is important to have all of our equipment together, all of our ducks, so to speak. This may take some time, however, it is key to a successful endeavor. I try to learn how to love unfiltered like my mother. She sees the potential in someone, and in contrast, all I witness is what they can but won't be for her. She sees a kindness. We witness manipulation. She knows the soft of their eyes. We see right through men. She is caretaker, but my sisters and I will take care that they leave with bruises if he hurts her. Just ask the last set of keys. My mom did not raise any pendejas. We didn't need to fight like men to get a good licking. Didn't need a degree to spit a mean fuck you in her defense. My mom did not raise any pendejas. It is said that doors symbolize liberation, so what is a hallelujah if not this? If not the lesson of self-worth, if not the still of the night? My mother let us help her close a chapter, if not the pride I feel for her still. If not the prying away of broken pieces to make way for new. Thank you.
Whew.
This is less sad. This one is called A Bargain. How to sell greatness to a people who think themselves holy, or how to sell a presidency to a nation full of closeted racists. Above all else, love your product, love your idea, love yourself. You are the product. You are beautiful. You are good. You are good. You are godly, godlike, a god, so to speak. Be sure your product is marketed to complement the lifestyle of the consumer. The consumer must be hungry. Remind them about how full they were yesterday and about how much they can have that back again. Remind them about how great it felt. Cater to their guilty prejudice or pleasures. Put it in a jingle. They won't be able to get it out of their heads. It'll ring in their dreams tonight. It'll ring at the office. It'll ring on their way home. It'll ring and win. Catchy slogans may not stick the first day, but by the end of tomorrow you'll have them eating out of your hands. They wouldn't dare bite these tiny hands. Have the children sing it, dance it into life. Everyone loves children. Children are pure. If they love it, so should the consumer. Pure is purposeful. Pure is desirable. Beauty is pure. You are good. You are good. Good things are pure. Remember where you come from. Be repetitive. Be redundant. Avoid rude and informed reporters. You have the ultimate say of your product's delivery. Compliment the voter's lifestyle. Every voter wants your product. They're just afraid to. Promise it'll be okay. Everyone is doing it. Everyone who does is great and beautiful. Those who started out and failed are not worthy. Remind the consumer of how worthy they are. Tell them you love the product and mean it. The consumer must understand this product is more than just a thing. It is a movement. It is a stride forward. It is trendy. It is vintage. It is the banishing of the new and dangerous and romanticized idea of how pure and necessary your product is. I mean, it is, right? With the help of alternative facts, it'll almost sell itself. Say no every once in a while. Make the consumer want it. You are the supplier after all. They will demand your product if you play hard to get. Be selective. Raise your prices. Notice how cool the consumer looks with your product on. Tell them they are cool. They look great. They look good. They look good, godly, almost godlike, all white Jesus. The product has that effect on them. Provide a demonstration where everyone is included, but only a few are allowed to stay and watch, and banish the rest. Be sure the consumer is in the audience. After all, they deserve it. They are elite. Fib a little. A white lie never hurt anyone of your consumers. Paint a lovely picture for the consumer using words like freedom, purity, great, and empowered. Empower them with a choice between having your product and being wrong. Let them have a taste. Samples allow the consumer to desire what they didn't know they needed. They need your product. They will desire what you tell them they are entitled to. This product is not for everyone. Be direct with the consumer. Use words like you and we. Provide them with the idea of inclusiveness. Y'all are practically family now. Persuade them into thinking you would offer them the greatest deal as soon as it became available. Don't. It's going to be great. Raise your prices again. The more you filter your consumer, the more desirable your product will become. Remember to be patient. Everything is for sale and everyone will want your product. It is great after all, right? And you love it, right? You're good. You're good. Did they buy it? God damn, you did good. This piece is called Takeda. And I'm sorry. If I'm loud, someone somewhere will hear me eventually, or at least what they tell me to get me to settle down. Wait attentively for a sound. Listen. When we were nymphs, we were wingless, we were silent, we were dwelling a few feet under the surface, watching every step or move pressed against us. But rest assured, we were not sleeping, rather we were rebuilding an empire, acutely aware of when it's safest for us to make moves, make strides, noise. We were born with this instinct, call it a mother's gift. We are cicada, and our metamorphosis will not be televised. We are not your entertainment. If you choose to be silent or silenced through our struggles, let us not hear you make a negate sound during our choir post-smoke. I was helpless, pale, vulnerable. My exoskeleton had not solidified. I was still learning the battle cry of my ancestors, still learning how to pitch un grito in harmony con mi familia. You thought us dead or compliant or assimilated, took our identity as small tokens, small safe things displayed under glass ceilings and pinned down, immobilized, placed in an internment camp for safekeeping to be dealt with later or to be released back into the wilds of our ancestral roots. Make us beg for it first, so we know not to infest again. Didn't realize our family is one. You come for one of us, you come for all of us. We migrate in swarms, we build on each other's strengths, awaiting the perfect hour to blossom. An etymologist collecting darling specimen of our souvenirs from countries you take from but never truly understand or attempt to. But now that we have you within earshot, listen attentively as we fill this empty, echoed American dream with song ripping through airways. Thank you. Okay, let's see, I think I have one more. This is Chicana. That's what it's called. My Chicana sounds like mommy, sounds like girl you talk too fast, you must be running from something. Is it la migra? Sounds like say little mama, could you call me papi tonight? Looks like arm candy, tastes like a bed of roses you forgot had thorns. Ya te dije mil veces que no. Sounds like ask me one more time, baboso. Smells like barbacoa y carnitas cada domingo con la familia and seduction at the same time. Whisper sweet nothings in my ear, chica. Am I just your sweet nothing, chico? Looks like a fashion trend. Am I Selena Quintanilla enough for you or Kim Kardashian because they're the same, right? Did you know that speaking two languages literally makes your brain stronger? I overheard a conversation between two adult males. Their question was, what do you call a man who can't handle a Latina, a Chicana, or anybody brown for that matter? Their answer, weak. As if I'm something that needs to be dealt with, as if all I have been bred to embody is disaster, as if all my culture can offer you is a frozen buzz with salt, sometimes sugar around the rims, and a headache thereafter. A brain freeze. Like how your acceptance of my Mexico has been frozen in time. You made up your mind about not wanting us years ago and you stuck with it. America, a country of its word, a stagnant breed, a creature of habit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type. All the while our America, this United States, is imploding, hating itself to death. I am you, you are me. How is this so difficult to understand? Checkpoint. They inspect our luggage at our borders and pick out the goods that allow across, like the food and the liquor, the language of love, the time, effort, and labor our hands provide. but quickly reject and send our seeds, or in this case our people, away for in fruit-bearing seeds and foliage are an invasive species in the land of opportunities. They have no natural predators and thrive solely off the love of the land. They don't allow my father home. Why buy the cow when you can milk the life out of it and call it corruption for free? Why pay for the canvas when you can get a photocopy of a photocopy for pennies to the dollar? And screenshot the conversation you overheard I had with my mother as we try and figure out how to get my father back in one piece. Looks like an invasive species. All he ever wanted to do was thrive off the love of the land Americans so often take for granted. And with the weight of 4 children and a wife on his back, welcome home sounded like bills, sounded like dethroning a king, smelled like the blood and sweat it took to constantly blend in, worked harder than any man I've ever met, so forgive me, Papi, when I do not submit to a man who only half-ass does half the shit my father has proven to me that I am worthy of. Prove to me that you are worthy, Chico, or get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.